Okay, welcome to today's section. In this section, we'll be discussing about effective strategy. Effective strategy. The last discussion we had, we were able to cover irresistible offers, we were able to cover solving a problem, and we are trying to see to how we can come up with a strategy that will ease our business marketing or that will ease building or growing our business. Now, when it comes to strategy, the truth about marketing online is it's not just about creating content and uploading those content on those social media accounts like your pages, your Instagram account, and the rest. It's not just about creating content and throwing them into those platforms to expect results. The true power of every social media marketing lies in creating a strong and proper foundation. So if the foundation is not solid, if the foundation is not well structured, you are not going to get the best out of it. So you need to understand why you are creating that social media strategy and what you want. So if you know why you want to create it and what you want, developing a strategy will make it very easy for you. For instance, before the creation of this course or before the introduction of this training, I told myself I have a target of generating 10,000 leads this year from business owners. Like generating 10,000 leads, business owners into my WhatsApp this year. And that is a goal. That is what I want. Why do I want it? One, I want to have more leads I can advertise to. Two, I want to earn money from those leads. Three, I want people to get access to the right information. So I have three reasons, three why to why I am developing that strategy. Remember, we have a goal. The goal is what? To generate leads, to also make sales from the leads, and to also be known. These are the three major goals. So, what are the strategies that needs to be in place in order to get that why achieved? Are we following?
Yes, 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 boss.
All right. So, you need to know the why and the want so that whatever strategy you are putting in is towards that very goal, is towards achieving that very goal. So if the strategy is not going to work, is not going to assist you in achieving your goal, then the strategy is not useful to you. So in respect to that, before you can develop a strategy, you need a brand. Yes, you need a brand. So you must first of all set up a brand. You must first of all what? Set up a brand. A brand in the sense that you know what you are out to do. You know what you are going to deposit in the mindset of of people. You know how you want to show yourself to the people. Once people get to know you, this is what they are going to know you for. That's the essence of setting up a brand. A brand is not just about your business name. Your brand could go into how you are able to come up with the internal branding and the external branding that gives you that very brand that solves people's problem. Are we following? Is anyone with me? Yeah, you can use the comment section. If you're following, let me know, please. Is anyone here? Is anyone here? All right. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Good. Thank you for that. So that's what you should know about setting up an effective strategy. You must first of all set up your goals, you set up your goals, then you create your brand. I'm supposed to have mentioned goal before brand, but then since you already talked about your while and the want, it's what we mean by setting up your goal. So you first of all you set up your goals, what you want to achieve, what you want to get at the end of the day. Then you set up a brand, you create a brand. Then the next thing is to go into content marketing. After that, you measure your result. After that, you measure your result. Number one is what? You set up your goals. Set up your goals. Set up your goals. Two, you do what? You create a brand. Number three is what? Content marketing. Number four is what? Tracking. Tracking your results or measuring performance. So these are the five or the four ways we would consider setting up our strategy. We have a goal, we are creating a brand, we are marketing, and we are tracking our performance or tracking what will, or let me say, tracking our goals. Now, using this very training, like I did earlier as a case study, before, the first thing I did was what? To come up with, I came up with what? A goal. I came up with different goals. I came up with different goals. Okay, I'm coming. All right, so I first of all I came up with different goals. Then the next thing was to create something around it, of which I'm going to be showing you what I did. Okay, this is so now in setting up this goal, in setting up this goal, okay, sorry, cough is actually trying to disturb me. So in setting up these goals, the first thing I did was analyze what I want. I told myself this is what I want from this training. This is how I want, like this is the kind of result I will want at the end of this training. So these were personal goals I came up with before trying to create the brand itself. Then the next thing I did was one of my goal was generate what? 10,000 leads. And when I mention leads, these are persons. Then earn from it and what? Get known. I'll get known. So these were my goal. These were my goal for this very training we are currently on. Are we still together?
Please.
All right. So that was what. Hello, Mrs. Esther. Please can you mute your, please, if your background will actually distract, you can mute your distant device so that. All right. So now now oh please uh Mrs. Esther, please can you mute your background, or your, sorry, can you mute your device, please?
Am I supposed to use it now? I don't know how. I'm trying to see how I
Okay,
can
there is a button like a microphone button. Can you see what I'm pointing at?
Okay.
That's what it looks like. Just click on it and you'll be able to mute yourself. You can click it anytime you want to speak. If I am to do it from my end, you may not be able to speak again till we are done.
It's trying. Okay. Not coming out.
Okay, let's pray
You
it.
can do it from your end, no problem. Because okay, it's showing, and once I want to press it, it goes off. You can do
Okay,
it from your end,
okay,
please.
you can use the chat section whenever you want to drop anything. All right, thank you. All right, so still on the effective strategy. Like I said, it is not just about throwing creating content and throwing them into the social media platforms and expect results. You need to develop effective strategy so that you get to know what you are working, like you know what you are working on, you know how you are going to get it done, and you're also going to know when you will get it done. So knowing what you want, it is not just enough. How do you go about it? How do you get started with what you want so that you can achieve something out of it? If you know how to go about it, when can you say that you have achieved it? That's the essence of developing an effective strategy. So for every business, you need a strategy so that you can be guided. For instance, every morning I have a particular book. When I though I there are some days I actually don't work with it, but then it helps me. I can wake up, like some person will call it to-do list, or go daily goals or daily objectives. If you wake up in the morning and you decide to put down, this is what I want to do today, while your day is on, you'll be able to walk through them. You'll be able to go through them. Why? Because you have something that is in place. You have something that you are going to be giving an account of. You have something that at the end of the day, if you're not able to achieve it, you would feel bad about it. So developing a strategy will help you to know how to go about it and when to get it done. So I am using this very training as a case study for so that you get to understand developing such an effective strategy. And one of the major thing in developing a strategy that you need to consider is setting up a goal. You need to set up your goals. If you are into social business, what are your long-term goals and what are your short-term goals? What do you intend to achieve in the next 1 year? I just chatted with a friend of mine. I just chatted with her. I am actually running and managing her page. So just this January, we have clicked, I think, 1,100 members, and the target is to get at least 2,000 members every month, like followers and likes through Facebook ads and engagement and the rest. Now, if we can get 2,000 in a month, it means in 10 months we are getting 20,000. If we can get 20,000 in 10 months, it means in 12 months we are getting a minimum of 24,000. So in 2 years, we are getting a minimum of 48,000. And in 2 years, it is expected to have, by next year, we are expected to increase the daily budget. So in the next 2 years, my target is to have a minimum of 50,000 followers with people engaging on that Facebook page. That is a goal. But then, in as much as I have the goal, a 2 years goal plan of 50,000 followers, I also have daily target and monthly target. The monthly target is 2,000 minimum. If 2,000 minimum is my monthly target, if I'm to divide 2,000 by 4 weeks, it means I should be able to get 500 followers every week. So I'm beginning to make it achievable. I'm beginning to make it in a way that bringing it down in a way that it's going to be attainable. Though we'll still dive into that deeply, but just understand this first step of setting up a goal. You need to set up your goals, both long term and short term goals. We'll discuss deeply about goals on the next part, but let's just finish this one. So the next thing is to create a brand. So it is not just about setting up your goals. Who will represent or who will present these goals to your audience? Your brand is what is going to present them out. So you need to create a brand, and as you create a brand, you need to define your brand so that it aligns with your goal. If your goal is to get 1,000 YouTube followers, you should not set up a brand that's centered on only offline activities. Maybe I decide to set up a goal of 10,000 YouTube subscribers, like I just said, and I don't have a YouTube channel. All I do is I go around people's compound offline telling people I am going to create a YouTube channel. Go and search me, so that I've not started anything. So there must be a brand that will propel that very uh, that very thing you are good at, so that you can meet up your goal. We'll discuss about that too. Then content marketing is also part of it. Content marketing is part of a strategy. How are you marketing your content? What kind of content are you creating? We'll go into that. Then tracking and measuring your performance. This is when you get to know that you have achieved something, you have attained something, you have a result you can lay hold on. You have a result you can say, yes, I have done something. I hope this is clear enough. Are we together?
Yes, please.
All right. Okay. Yeah, the chat section is always open. You can feel free to use the chat section anytime, please. All right. Okay. Thank you. So that is that for this. So let's move to setting up a goal as part of our strategy. Setting up a goal. Setting up a goal. Now, let me still talk on this before we move into setting up a goal. Let me still talk about this. I this very training, I told myself, from these goals that you can see here, I told myself, Edwin, my goal for this year is to generate 10,000 leads, earn from the leads, and get known by those leads. So I told myself to, so then I created a brand. I called it Grow Ticks. Grow Ticks. So when I created this brand, I told myself this brand will be called Growtix for the sake of advertising and generating leads. I'm not using my personal, I just use this for the cost of the advert. So I created a Facebook page and I did that. Create Facebook page and I did that. Uh Mrs. Teresa, please can you mute yourself from your end? Please, can you mute yourself? I'm recording the video so that we don't get distracted. Okay. So why she does that? If you have any question you want to talk, you can unmute yourself and you talk, or you can use the chat section. So still on this, so I created one. I have my goals, 10,000 leads.
Okay.
Can you mute, please? Can you mute? Is it working? All right. All right. So now I told myself I want to generate 10,000 leads this year. I want to earn from
Yeah,
this lead. Okay, let me. Okay, I think you have done that. I've done that. So I want to earn generate 10,000 leads. I want to earn from these leads and I want to get known. Then I want to create a brand. Sorry, I went further into creating a brand for it and I called it Growtix. This is more like growth and tricks. So I titled it Growtix. Then content marketing, I decided to create content. I created copies, I designed a graphics. Then I started marketing it. Like I started promoting it. And we are also here developing content. This live section is part of the content marketing. I am creating content at the same time, at the same time, marketing it. So most of you were all paid for before you are accessing this. I first marketed it by creating a lead gen, a lead like I came up with a lead training, a lead magnet, and I gave a sensitization with respect to this training. So after that, those that were interested came on board, and here you are. So I am still in the process of creating content and marketing. Then in terms of tracking or measuring performance, have I achieved my goal for the week, for the month, for the day, for the year? That's where you get to know that you have done something. In terms of leads, yes, I've generated some leads. In terms of earning, yes, I've made money. In terms of being known, yes, you guys here that got to, I think most of you here, this is your first time getting to know me. That's visibility already. That's visibility already. So you need to come up with an effective strategy that will give you what you want. That leads us into what goal setting is all about. Goal setting. Goal setting. So we are going to be setting up a goal. Now, I want you to be picturing whatever it is that we'll be discussing and try to align them to what you are into or what you have intention of going into. So if you are into any form of business, you should be able to align whatever it is that I'm communicating to your kind of business. That's what will help you. So if I am creating content or I'm creating videos and I am selling, it does not mean you create videos like me and sell. It does not mean you are going to create a YouTube channel and start. No. But then this goal setting is going to open our eyes into why some certain things are not necessary per time. We jump into some things at times and they don't yield us any result. So in terms of goal setting, we are going to be considering so much on this goal setting. So understanding what you want to achieve, how you want to achieve it, and when to achieve it will help you smash your goals. I have mentioned three things. The first thing is what? What you want to achieve. The next thing is how do you want to achieve it. Then when to achieve it, or when do you get to know that you have achieved it. So every of your goal is going to be centered on these three things: the what, the how, and the when. So it is not just about knowing what you want. It is not just about knowing what you want, but then you should be able to know how you will get it done, so that when everything is in place, you can also know. You'll be able to track it. You'll be able to track it. But then it doesn't just stop on knowing your what and how and when. We will be making our goals very smart. We'll be making our goals very smart, so that at the end of the day, we will be able to know that yes, we have done this, we have done this, and we have achieved it. We have done this, we have done this, and we have achieved it. So in setting up this goal, we're making it smart, like I said, making it smart, and I'll use the concept of smart in explaining this concept. Are we following? Hello?
Yes, please. We are following.
Okay, I want to be sure the rest are following. Please, you can unmute yourself or use the chat section. I want to be sure we are all following. I want to be sure everyone is following. So you can use the chat section or you can unmute yourself. You can either use the chat section or mute yourself and let me know if you are following, please. Okay. All right. So we'll proceed. We'll proceed. So now we want our goals to be very smart. Want our goals to be very smart because we are smart and we will not want to start what we cannot finish. We want our goals to be smart. And in terms of this smartness, we are going to be interpreting the concept of smart strategy or smart goals. So in this case, we have this to be specific, we have this to be measurable, we have this to be achievable, we have this to be relevant, we have this to be time frame. Okay, so now this is what I mean by smart strategy. So what do we mean by having Okay, you're following. All right, thank you for that. What do we mean by having a smart strategy? What do we mean by having a smart strategy? Okay, now, in terms of this smart strategy or this smart method of setting up goals, when we talk about specification, like being specific, which is first letter S, from SMART, we have specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time frame. In terms of this specification now, or being specific in what you want, this is this is more like a clear goal. You know what you want. So questions like why do you want a strategy? This is where you ask yourself questions like why do you want this strategy? And what is your goal? For instance, I want to improve my business. Yes, we know that you want to improve your business. How do you want to improve? You need to be very specific so that you can work towards it. How do you want to improve? We know you want to improve your business. How do you want to improve? The last goal I talked about, I told you that I want to generate 10,000 leads. That makes it very specific. Now, I want to generate leads is an example of a smart or a specific. Okay, let me put it here. I want leads. I want leads. So from this, so from the from this specific this thing, all I want is to generate leads. All I want is just to generate leads for my business. So this is a specific goal. So from this alone, I know that I want leads. So in your business, you may want sales. In your business, you may want visibility. In your business, you may want leads, so, whatever followers, whatever it is. But once you know what you want, that makes it very specific. You'll be able to work towards it. You will be able to work towards it. Now, the next thing I would want to consider is this measurement. I don't just want leads, I want to measure my leads, of which I told us earlier that I want 10,000 leads. So 10,000 makes it measurable. 10,000 makes it measurable. First, I want leads. That makes it specific. Two, I want 10,000 leads. Not just leads, but 10,000 leads. That makes it measurable. I'll be able to measure it. Then the next thing is this achievable? So by putting up a goal of generating 10,000, is it achievable? Is it achievable? Can you generate 10,000 leads in 1 year? It is very easy. But can you generate 10,000 leads in 1 day? It may be possible, but there's going to be some form of cost implication. So I don't need to put 1 million leads in a month because that's not going to be very easy. It's not going to be very easy. So if in your business you want sales, then in terms of measuring your sales, you want to do times two of what you are doing currently, or maybe you want to make 10 sales in a month. Maybe you are currently doing 2 sales in a month, you want to increase to 3 sales or 4 sales or 5 sales or 10 sales per month. You are going to make it in a way that you can measure it. Then the next thing is, can you achieve those 10 sales in a month? If yes, how? These are some of the questions you need to ask yourself before you come up with some goals. It's not just about stepping out and say, this is what I want. Can you achieve what you want? If you cannot achieve it, it is not relevant. So mind here, yes, it is achievable. I'll still come back to discuss them, but then Let me just uh, go on with this layman explanation. Then this relevancy, if I generate 10,000 leads or if I generate leads, is it relevant? Does it worth it? Does generating 10,000 leads worth the effort? If it does, it is relevant. If it doesn't, there is no form of relevance on it. So if you have anything you want to do and you're able to show that this is what you want, it is specific, you're able to measure it, you know that you can achieve it. If it's not relevant, you don't need it. If it's not relevant per time, you don't need it. For instance, some of you want people to manage your business so that you can what? The goal is to get someone to manage your business. Number two, maybe you want to get one person to manage your business. Number three, can you achieve it? Yes. Number four, is it relevant? Yes. But can you afford it? If you cannot afford it, then it's not relevant per time. You must be ready to afford a social media manager before you can go into hiring one. So if you cannot afford spending 1 million into advertising, it is not necessary. It is not part of your goal. It is not going to be an effective strategy that will give you what you want. Is anyone following me? Am I communicating? Is anyone following me? Okay, is there any question? Is there any question as to what we have discussed? Any question or I should continue? All right, thank you. It's understandable. Okay, no question. All right, so all right, yeah, I'll continue. I'm actually recording it. If you Okay, let me admit someone. All right, so that is that. If it's relevant, fine. If it's not relevant, we'll push it aside. This is relevant to my business because one, I'm going to make money. Two, I'm going to get known by many people. Three, I'm going to be having access to a lot of leads I can advertise to. So the time frame, this is when you know that yes, this is where you want to when you want to start. And once you have accomplished it, when to start, I gave myself dates and I started it. And that was why we are here. For instance, maybe uh, first week of January, first week of January, first week January 2023 to what? December 2023. Because my goal is centered towards 10,000 leads in 1 year, which is from January to December. So by the first week of January, I should start generating leads. And by December, ending of December, I should have accumulated or achieved my 10,000 leads. Ma, I'm so sorry. I actually sent the message out at around 9 something. That was before 9:27. But I'm surprised that you didn't receive. I'm so sorry about that. I'm actually recording the video so you can access it after the whole stuff so that you can get along with us. I'm so sorry about that. We have done we have spent up to 39 minutes. Sef. Kai, I'm so sorry. I sincerely apologize. I sent out the message since. I'm surprised that you didn't get. So that is that for the time frame. But then let me go into explaining this SMART goal in detail. So in terms of being specific in your goal, like I said earlier, why do you want that strategy? This is what gives you the specification. It gives you clarity in your goal, the why and the what it's your goal is about. What your goal is about gives you a clarity of what you want. For instance, like I said, I want to improve my business. Yes, that's a goal, but it's not clear enough. What exactly? You need to be very specific. You need to be very specific. I don't just want to improve my business. And that was why I brought my own way. I want to generate leads. In your business, it may be I want to make sales. I want to increase my sales. Not I want to improve my business. I want to improve my business and I want to increase my sales are two different things. In generating sales, that's part of improvement, but improvement may not be sales. Improvement could be engagement, it could be uh, your designs that you want to advance, it could be you want to increase followers and the rest. But then that's not directly sales. But when you made mention of if it is graphic you want to improve, you make it very specific. I want to improve my graphics. If it is videos you want to improve on, I want to improve on my videos. If it is leads you want to generate, I want to increase my leads or I want to generate leads. Be very specific on what you want. Be very specific on what you want so that at the end of the day, you would be very happy that you've achieved it. So, what are the possible questions you need to ask yourself? What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to accomplish? We are making reference to specific. What do you want to accomplish? That's number one question. What do you want to accomplish? So we are discussing specific goal. What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to accomplish? That's one. Then the next one is why do you want why do you want to accomplish it? Accomplish this. The next one is it could be who or what is going to be involved. What are the involvement? What are the involvements? Then the next one could be maybe, for instance, if you know what are the involvement, how are you going to get them sourced? How are you going to get them in place? That's still part of what are the involvement. Now, what are the limitations? What are the limitations? Limitations involved. Are we following?
Yes, please. Yes, please. We are following.
All right. So now, in setting up a specific goal, which is part of the SMART strategy we are using, what do you want to accomplish? If you can answer, oh, sorry. So in setting up an effective strategy under your goal settings, we have what we are discussing, which is setting up smart goals. Setting up smart goals. And in that smart goal, we are pointing it to having a specific goal, a measurable goal, an achievable goal, a relevant goal, and time frame so that we can monitor our goal. So under specific goal, what do you want to accomplish? What do you want to accomplish? If you know what you want to accomplish, you are going closer to setting up a specific goal. So why do you want to accomplish it? These are things you should answer yourself. Why do you want to accomplish this? What are the involvements in accomplishing this? What are the involvements in accomplishing this? Then what are the limitations involved? I made reference to a particular friend's page I'm working on and managing, and I told you guys that the aim of the project is to get a huge number of audience that we influenced upon. So it's a long-term something. We are going to be creating a YouTube channel some days, but for now, for the next 1-2 years, we are not rushing into the YouTube channel, but we are going to be creating, building our audience using a Facebook page for the main time. But with time, we'll move into the YouTube channel, whereby it will be very easy to promote the YouTube channel. That is what we want to accomplish. Why do we want to accomplish this? There is a vision. We want the world to get access to a particular thing, and we also want to earn from what we do best. And considering passion, we would want to do it best. We want to go out and position it well and take it to the right audience. Then what are the involvement? Having a YouTube channel is an involvement. Spending money in advertising it is an involvement. Creating content is an involvement. Designing is an involvement. Thinking alone is also an involvement. These are some of the things that are involved in getting this very goal specific. So in your business, in whatever area of dispensation, in whatever area you want to go into, you need to come up with that specific goal so that you know that this is what you would be able to accomplish. Are we together?
Yes, we are together.
Hope I am communicating.
Yes.
Okay. Any question? Any question? Any question?
Time for now.
Okay. All right. So I think I'm good to go with the go ahead. So now, any question you cannot answer means you are not sure of what you want. That's just the truth. Any question you ask yourself and you don't know how to answer it, you don't need it, because it means you are not sure of what you want. You have to go back to your drawing table and make sure you have an answer to it. I want to learn this course. Why? Because others are learning it. That doesn't make it nice. You should have a goal. Some of you are learning graphic design, you are learning how to write, but then you fail to understand that whatever it is you are learning, you may not go into that business angle of what you are learning, but you may be able to aid yourself. You may be able to aid yourself. Take for instance, let's look at this canvas stuff. Let's look at this canvas stuff. These are different designs. This is a presentation. You can see this is a presentation I'm using Canva on. This is a seminar project I am working on. I'll be doing the presentation and I have to prepare the PowerPoint slides. Let me share it so that you get to see something here before I proceed. So I designed everything with Canva. I designed everything with Canva, and I had to save it in PowerPoint presentation so that during the presentation, I will be able to write on with what I want. I use Canva to design everything here. Now, instead of going to pay someone to design this, I've been able to do it myself because of what? The knowledge of what? Canva. The knowledge of Canva. Now, some of you might have learned graphic design, or you want to learn graphic design because you see people doing it. You see people, but then you fail to ask yourself, do you really need it? Yes, as a business person, you need it. So in order not to spend much into hiring people, you may have to go and learn it so that you can use it. And the truth of the matter is, in getting any result, any desired result in this life, three things are involved. It is either you do it yourself, and that means you have to learn it, or you pay people to do it for you. If you don't have money, you must have to learn it. So it is either you learn it to do it for yourself, or you pay people to do it for you, or number three, you leverage on others, you collaborate with friends. So these are the three ways to get a result achieved in this life. So if you don't have money, you have to learn. It got to a time I was almost learning everything because what? There was no money to hire people to get some things done for myself. I was not having team members. When I was running my foundation actively 2020, 2021, I was doing all the teachings myself. I was teaching almost the skills myself. But it got to a level where we have team members, we have people, professionals that volunteered and they are working. So growth is in process. What you don't need per time in your business is not necessary for your business for that very time. Why going into creating a Twitter account where you will not be available to manage it? Why going into creating a website? Why website is not necessary for the main time? Why going into thinking of let me say creating a Facebook page, Facebook group where you cannot grow it? So you need a goal that is workable, that is achievable, and that's what this uh, and that's what our what's it called? Our smart strategy is telling us about is actually enlightening us. So that's specific. Now, in terms of measurable, for instance, do you want to make 20K in a month? Do you want to make 2 million in a month? The 2 million attached to it makes it measurable. So that if at the end of the month you are not able to meet up with 2 million, it means you were not able to meet up your goal. So 2 million is what you are measuring, what you are tracking. 2 million is what you are tracking, is what you are measuring. I want to make 2 million in a month. If it is 10,000, it is 10,000 you are tracking. So after having a specific result, you have something to lay hold on, and that's what we call measurable goal. A goal that is not measurable will not be trackable or easily trackable. But though there are some instances where you may not have to measure, but measuring will always ease you. Measuring will always ease you. For instance, your goal is to learn or is to know how to read. I think measuring it is when you start reading, not like you have 100 readings on your head. No. So there are some instances that you may not be able to measure what you want. But then, if you can measure what you want, that is an added advantage. How much do you want to make? How many leads? In my measurement, I have 10,000 leads. I have my specific goal as I want leads, and I have my measurable leads as 10,000 leads. After that, is my measured leads achievable? So it is your it is a measured lead that determined it, whether you are going to achieve it or you are not going to achieve it. So you should be mindful of what you are measuring so that you don't over measure, so that you don't over measure. I can't say I want to generate 1 million leads where I know it is not very possible. How am I going to attend to them only myself? Let's be sincere. How am I going to attend to 1 million people in a year? Yes, it's possible I can automate things, but then I am not interested in stress because I am someone that don't just give people values. I stay with them, I build with them. So if I want to build and stay with 1 million people, how is that going to be possible? So it means I don't need it for the meantime. If it is email marketing, if it is just an advert, yes, it's cool. But a personal conversation, I want to create this personal connection between them, build this personal relationship with them. It won't be possible for 1 million leads or WhatsApp numbers or WhatsApp messages. Are we together?
Yes, we are together.
Okay, all right, okay. So you know how much, or you know how many, or you know how, or let me say, you know when your goal is accomplished. Okay, Mrs. Esther, I saw your hands up. You can unmute yourself or you can use the chat section if you want to say anything. So while on this measurable goals, the next thing is what? An achievable goal. What you earlier measured, is it achievable? You want to make 1 million naira in 1 month. How much have you been making? If you have not been making 100,000, why go for 1 million? Why not move to 100,000 first? Because if it takes you 10 hours to make 10,000, it means you need 1,000 hours to make 1 million. So are you going to invest up an hour to get 1 million? These are some of the questions you need to ask yourself. Can you make the required sacrifice to achieve that goal? For instance, I am sacrificing my time, my effort, my rest in this training. If I know I will not be able to do it, I will not do it. I will not even organize it. But because I know I can do it, this is what I know, this is what I am doing every day, I decided to just come up with this so that as I earn, you are learning and we are building personal relationship. For instance, if anybody is in need of anybody that does what I'm doing, it is very easy for you to recommend me because you are here validating my expertise. You're here validating my knowledge. You are here consuming what I do. So you can attest to the fact that this guy knows what he does. So how will you achieve these goals? If your goals must be achievable, you need to know how to achieve them. And how true are these goals? How realistic are them? Just like I made mention of 1 million. You are struggling with making 10,000 and you are thinking of making 1 million because you heard someone made 1 million. Did you ask questions? What are the processes? How realistic is it? What will be your biggest challenge in achieving this goal? What will be your biggest challenge in achieving this goal? So if you can know what's going to stop you from achieving the goal, you will know how to address it. Now, questions like, for instance, maybe you want to advertise your business. Number one question you should ask yourself is, do you want to do it organically? If yes, how many content are you willing to create? How much are you willing to spend if you are going to, okay, I think organic advert means you are not paying. So how many content are you going to create? How many days are you going to publish? How are you going to be consistent in your publishing? Where do you want to, if it is Facebook group, have you known the groups? Are you going to be very intentional about the advertising? These are some of the questions that you need to ask. Now, if you are willing to, if you are willing to invest or invest money into advertising, how much are you willing to invest? Because this is business, this is investment, and it's more of a win-loss game. But then this is not like some other volatile business or the rest that you can drop money and it goes in a twinkling of an eye. No. How much are you willing to invest? For instance, this training, I wanted to run Facebook ad myself, but I told myself, no, I will not just use Facebook ad. Let me use most of these group admins. I paid for one week. I contacted 3 different group admins. I paid one week. Then the third person, these are people I've been working with for years. But the third person told me, Adrian, no, you cannot pay to advertise on my platform. Because of what? Personal relationship. So she advertised free on her platform. So I got most of you from those different Facebook groups. Why? I decided to what? Invest into advertising. I paid for it. And aside paying, I also created content. I also ensure that the content are being published. So you need to come up with an achievable goal, an achievable strategy. I may want to go to someone like Linda Ikeja or Ikeji to go and advertise this training. But will I be able to afford her? If I cannot afford her, it means it's not achievable. And that makes it irrelevant. Can I be able to hire CCTV to DS, what is it called? This TV, or what is it called? I can't recall. Okay, let me say BBC or Elon Musk is an influencer now. Now let me go and pay Elon Musk to advertise my business so that he can get to. Will I be able to afford him? If I cannot, I don't need it. So if you want to use influencers in your marketing, advertising, whatever means, whatever goal that you are setting up about your business, you should be able to know that you can achieve it. If you want to be importing 1 pieces of wristwatch every month, can you achieve it? Do you have the capital to get started? Do you have the money to sell them? Because you're on a target of monthly. Can you sell 1,000 pieces of wristwatch in a month? Ah, do I still have anybody here? All right, great. All right, great. Okay, awesome. Hope the lesson is actually sinking. Hope we are getting something. Hope we are learning. Hope we are learning. Hope we are getting values. Should we stop the class? Are you tired? We've spent 1 hour already. Oh my god. Okay, we should stop the class. I can actually decide to just sit and create these videos and send to use. I can decide to create these videos and send to you, but believe me, videos like created videos like that, you may not even have the time to watch them. You may not have. If I even upload this thing to my YouTube now, believe me, some persons will go and download it. They will not watch it on my YouTube channel. They will download it, and they may end up not watching. So live trainings like this, okay, yeah, we'll continue tomorrow, but I'm almost done. Let me be through with this last part, the relevant and the time frame. I'll just cover relevant and time frame, and we are done with today's section. We have a lot to do. You can tell that we've not even started. So what you paid for, you've not even, like, you've covered more than you paid for. Truth be told. But then that's me for you. We have a lot to do. So this training may still last throughout next week, because I want to give you guys the best. I want, as from February and March, you should be doing something right. You should be doing something different for what you've been doing. And these are some of the things big brands are charging so much for. But then we cannot afford those people, so we have to bring it lower to our levels. All right, so we continue. There's no time. We continue. Question 2. How realistic are your goals? So if my goal is to move, if my goal is to move from, let me say, 50 followers to 100,000 followers, truth be told, is that realistic? How can you think of moving from 50, not 50,000, 50 to 100,000? With it's Yeah, even though it's realistic, but it's going to cost you. You can move from 50 to 100, from 100 to 200, from 200 to 300, not from 50 to 100,000. It's not easy. So it is not that realistic. But going from 50 to 100, like I said, makes it very realistic. Then questions like, what will be your biggest uh, problem or challenge with achieving most of your goals? Now, the truth is, yes, at the end of the class, okay, no problem, no problem. You're always allowed to do with that. Now, a great achievement is what you can overcome. What you cannot overcome, I can't consider it an achievement or a great one. So, if you want to be good at what you do, you must be ready to pay the sacrifices that are involved. Just like you are all doing in this training. You have what's the time? Sef? The time by my time is 10:50. You let go of every other thing and you are here online. That's a huge sacrifice. And that's because you want something from what you're doing. You want something from what you are doing. I don't know if I'm making sense. So you may need to sacrifice things like your time, you invest your time, your resources, your energy, your everything that has to do with giving you what you want. So you must be ready to sacrifice them so that you can get your goals achieved. The next one, which is relevant, like I earlier explained, whatever that is not important to your business is not relevant per time. So if accomplishing those achievable goals doesn't seem the effort, then I think this is not the right time for that goal. If you are not the right person to achieve that goal, then it's not relevant. And what will be the cost of this to your life? As you are learning, as you are here learning, what's going to be the cost and rewards of this training to your life? If this training is not going to add anything to your life, then it is not relevant. And that's why when I see people learning some skills without trying to analyze, or should I say correlate or align what they are learning with what they intend to be or what they are working towards, it baffles me so much. Now, if you are into, maybe you are interested or you are studying law in school, learning how to write is going to assist you. Learning public speaking is going to assist you. You can decide to go into learning blogging, it's still going to assist you. You can decide to go into info marketing, it's going to assist you. You can decide to go into content marketing, it's going to assist you. But going into cases like maybe, okay, as a lawyer, you are going into learning things like mining, how to mine golds and the rest. That's a business we know, but it's not going to actually complement your field of course. You may want to diversify later, but then it is good you get good at what you are doing currently before you can diversify. You cannot be everywhere at the same time. You cannot learn everything at the same time. You need time to get good at one before you move to the next one. I hope that explains it. Then the last one is time framed. Any goal that does not have a deadline is just a wish. Yes. Any goal that does not have a deadline is just a wish. Are we together? Is anyone getting me? Are we still here? Okay, we are together. All
Yes,
right.
sir. We are together.
Okay, great. So if you take a look at this, what I said here, I said first week, January, that's the start. Then the deadline is December 2023. That's the time frame to which I want to work with this. So when exactly are you starting? That business you have been dreaming, you have been writing on your books, you have been imagining yourself, you have been thinking, you have been discussing, you have been making researches. When are you going to start? That advertising you want to get into, when are you going to start? That very uh, Facebook group you want to join, when are you going to start? That very post you want to publish, when are you even going to create the content so that you publish? I sent design ideas like I sent design ideas like 10 or so to my graphic designer for a particular brand so that I'll publish the content. He just sent them. I'm going to publish them for the next 2 weeks and I will rest. So every day the content will be dropping on the pages, it will be dropping. So you'll be thinking I am the one dropping them every day. But I decided to use one day to schedule them. I already have content for 25 days in a month. So I can decide to work on them, keep them for the next 25 days. I will be sleeping. That's going to meet up my time frame. I've started and I know when it's going to stop. So where will you be 1 year from now? Where were you 3 years ago? Where were you 3 years ago? And where you intend to be in the next 1 year? That's time frame. When should your goal be accomplished? When do you get to know that you have achieved what you want? It is still part of time frame. And that's why you could see these samples here: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time frame. So let me now, from all of this, Let me create a strategy. Let me create a strategy, or let me create a copy from this. I can decide to create something from this. I want to generate 10,000 leads from January to December 2023. That's what I want. But then I will still consider some minimal strategies to give me this, of which we are going to discuss that later, not today. We're going to discuss that later, not today. And that's going to be under advertising, marketing, and a whole lot of them. So what we have done today is to cover effective strategy, and we have done so much on it that landed us into setting up goals. And our next class is going to be on brand visibility and content creation. Brand visibility and content creation. I hope this helps. I hope we have learned something today. I hope someone has been blessed. I hope
Yes, sir.
I hope
Yes,
someone
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I
Yes,
hope
sir. Yes, sir.
someone
Yes,
has been
sir. Though
convinced.
I joined
We have
this.
been blessed. I have been blessed.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So with
Though I
this
joined
few
with.
points of mine, I can say that I have delivered obediently tonight.
Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay.
I've
Uh
achieved your goal tonight.
all right. Any question? I think Teresa had a question earlier. You can come up with your question now, please.
Sir, please, I joined very late. I don't know if I can be able to get the
Video.
recording.
Yeah, you get access to it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. Ma.
I need you.
Okay, Teresa, you can ask your question, please. Teresa, is there a way you can unmute yourself? Is there a way you can do it? Okay, Teresa, is there a way you can unmute yourself? If you can do it, it will be better than typing. Okay, I will have to stop the recording. Okay, okay. Promoting business is different from making sales. Not really. Not really. Not really. If you are promoting your business could involve making sales. So whatever you are promoting, the aim is what matters. So you may want to promote your business because you want to make sales. But then, if I want to make it very specific, if what I want is sales, there is no point using promoting my business. I would rather make it, I want to make more sales, or I want to increase my sales. So promoting business is more like a broad way of increasing your business. But if you said making sales, we know that you want to sell your product. But then in promoting your business, it could just involve creating content and publishing them. It could involve maybe running ads to get engagement. It could involve maybe referral program or whatever. But when we say making sales, we are very specific. It is sales I want, not just promotion, but the sales part of promotion.
Okay,
Does
too.
that answer it? Does that answer your question, please?
Mm?
Take any hanger, just remove
Hello,
the
Mrs.
cloth. I'll
Daniela,
come
please
and put it
mute
on.
yourself, please. Mrs. Daniela, please.
Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir.
All right. Any other question before we just go for the night? I'm kind of tired. Okay, I think that's fine. Let me stop the recording.